this whole entire town, it was a lake. So therefore, this whole town sits on top of water. If you're driving from Las Vegas to Tecopa, the drive is a scenic escape from the city. The landscape quickly transforms into a vast desert oasis, where rugged mountains rise against the horizon and the open sky stretches endlessly above. As you near Tecopa, you find yourself on the historic old Spanish Trail Highway. It's a route that echoes with the history of early explorers and traders. The highway winds gently through the desert, giving stunning views of the landscape. The tranquility of the drive is breathtaking, and the changing light throughout the day adds a different dimension to the scenery. It's a journey that feels like a step back in time, reminding you of the beauty and the history embedded in this corner of the California desert. Now, Tecopa, it is in the middle of a desert, literally in the middle of a desert. I mean, it is on the other side of Death Valley. Death Valley is 30 minutes away from this area. I mean, there's still sections in this area that is part of Death Valley. And we all know Death Valley is definitely the desert because it is the hottest place on earth. So, when you start arriving in Tecopa, it's kind of odd to see all the green stuff. That would be plants and trees and grass, as you can see. And the reason why you see all that is because, well, the whole town is sitting on water. So obviously, with the whole town sitting on water, there's going to be a bunch of that green stuff. And when you think of like Death Valley area, you definitely don't think of like trees and grass and stuff like that. Or even just the deep, deep desert. So once you start seeing all this, is when you know you're getting close to Tecopa. Driving through Tecopa, it feels like stumbling upon a quiet oasis at the edge of nowhere. With a population of about 150 residents, this small desert town stands resilient against the vast landscape that surrounds it. Tecopa lacks the usual things of a modern town. There are no gas stations, no stores, not even a corner market to grab a snack. But what it lacks in conventional amenities, it more than makes up for with a surprising charm and character that draws travelers off the beaten path. For a town this small, Tecopa holds an unusual distinction. It has more restaurants per capita than any other place in the country. The restaurants here cater to both locals and visitors, offering great food in such an isolated place. But Tecopa's true allure, though, lies in its hot springs. Some of the best hot springs in the world. These natural mineral waters bubble up from the earth, inviting you to slow down and soak in the silence of the desert. The hot springs are a magnet for anyone seeking relaxation and a connection with nature, drawing visitors from all walks of life. When you're thinking of Tecopa, California, the first thing that comes to your mind is hot springs. Because, well, that's what Tecopa, California is known for, is for their amazing hot springs. And I think Tecopa is one of like the top hot spring places in the world. With that being said, this little town of Tecopa obviously used to not be a town. Every town used to not be a town. But it used to be a lake. And it used to be Lake Tecopa. This whole entire town, it was a lake. So therefore, this whole town sits on top of water. The whole entire town. Everywhere that you walk, The ground is soft. Because there's water under there. I mean, it's pretty cool to think that this whole town just sits on top of water. And that's how they get all the hot springs and everything. Everywhere in this town. Everywhere. You could stop and visit a hot spring. This little area back here, now whenever it rains out here and it gets flooded, like if they get a lot of rain out here, then you'll start seeing little lakes form. And this little area right here, this little playa, this dry lake bed, this is one of those areas, because I've been out here when this has been a lake. So the area got a whole bunch of rain one time, and then all of a sudden that whole entire dry lake bed, and I'm not even kidding you, the whole entire dry lake bed just was one big huge lake. Like, I was shocked. I had never seen a dry lake bed turn into water. So it's pretty cool. I mean, like, I think the Lake Tecopa dates back like millions of years ago. And, you know, coming into coming into Tecopa, you have to take that old Spanish Trail highway to get in. So back in the day, all those people that took the old Spanish Trail highway, this would be their water source place right here. I mean, it's pretty cool to think that a whole entire town just sits, the whole town just sits on top of water. It takes like 5 minutes to drive through the whole entire town, even with the speed limit 25 miles per hour. But every single place to stay out here has hot springs for you to go and enjoy. And it is known to be some of the best water and best hot springs in the whole entire world. I mean, people come from Japan, Canada. I mean, they come from far away, other countries, just to come and enjoy these hot springs here in this little tiny desert town. Now, not only can you go to all the businesses here and support these local businesses in this small little town and enjoy the hot springs at their places, there is places out in the middle of nowhere in nature that you can find the hot springs at too. There's a couple of them that are close to the town, and then there's a couple of them that's a little hike to get to. And it's nice. It's nice going to those ones out there in the nature, especially at nighttime, because you go out there in the middle of nowhere and you go to these hot springs and it's nighttime and you can just sit in the hot spring in the middle of nowhere and just look up at the sky and see all the stars and everything. Like, it's pretty nice. But then the hot springs that you have at these businesses and everything, you know, the temperature is monitored. I think the temperatures have to be like anywhere between 101 to 104. And then the water that's underneath this ground is like 116 to 118 degrees. So don't try coming out here during the summertime and going out in the middle of nature and finding these hot springs and relaxing and soaking in the summertime in the water. That's not good, because this is close to Death Valley and it is the desert, and the temperatures get out up to like over 120 degrees out here during the summertime. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome place. I mean, the water, I can feel a difference when I come out here and get into the water. I can feel a huge, huge difference. And there's a lot of people that swear by this water. I used to work at one of the resorts out here as a seasonal job. And the people that would come in to the office and tell me the stories of how this water helped them and how it healed them. And that's why they come all the way from these different countries and stuff, you know, because the water helps them. I've heard so many stories about this water. And that's why they call it the healing water. This whole entire town is a healing town. Okay, so I just ran into a local. This is Barbara.
You can call me Babs, Jeepsy.
Babs. Okay, this is Babs. So Babs, just real quick, how is it like living in a town full of all this healing water and all this hot springs and everything?
It's fantastic, Jeepsy. I'm 87 years old.
87?
Look at my complexion.
Oh,
these waters are a miracle.
Wow, look at that, 87 years old.
And I smoke 3 packs a morning and 4 packs in the afternoon.
Oh my goodness, I might just have to move out here.
There's plenty of room for you, sister. Come on out.
Now, how are the temperatures though during the summertime?
Well, during the summertime, it gets a little hot. You won't find me rolling around town in this furry robe in the wintertime. In the summertime. This is my wintertime robe. And here we are. It's October 25th. I call that winter. You know, back east they go, oh, it's sweater weather. Well, out here in Tacopa, we say it's bathrobe weather.
Now, with you having these hot springs, though, in your backyard, do you take advantage of having the hot springs in your backyard?
Where do you think I just came from? I just took a refreshing dip, shaved about 5 more years off my age. Now I'm headed home to smoke another pack.
Alrighty, well, I'll let you get back to smoking your cigarettes and enjoying the hot springs and
enjoy yourself, honey, and welcome to Tacopa.
Thank you very much, Babs. Okay, we're gonna go check out one of the natural hot springs that isn't at a campground or a resort. And this one is just like out in nature. And it's a popular one that you can find very easily. Hopefully there's no naked people out here. Because it's been a while since I've seen another naked person. I take that back. My friend that I was taking care of with his cancer, I had to help him go to the bathroom all the time and stuff, so I don't know if that counts. Well, here we are. We made it. Well, there's probably, the reason why nobody's probably here right now is because today it is 92 degrees. So that's pretty hot. And this water, you know, is coming straight up from the ground. So it's not monitored by like temperature and stuff like that. So sitting out here in this water in 90 something degree temperature, probably isn't very comfortable. Let's see how hot it is. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's pretty toasty. Pretty toasty. That would not be comfortable in 90-something degree weather. So I think there's another little pool right over there. Yeah, let's go check it out. But at nighttime, because I have been in this water a few times, but at nighttime, it's nice to soak in this water right here because you're in the middle of nowhere and there isn't any light pollution here. So meaning you're like soaking in the water and looking up at the sky at the stars. And then if anybody else walks up on you, it's so dark out here, they won't be able to see you naked. So this is the other one. Definitely wear shoes when you come in this one though. Like water shoes or flip-flops or something. Because it's really muddy and stuff. You can tell by this right here. Look. Somebody decided to leave their boxer shorts here. Because a lot of people do get in this water right here naked. So obviously they take their clothes off and they decide to leave them. I found 3 different things of underwear. I get it. I know that you're getting in the hot springs naked because, well, it's the best way to do the hot springs is with no clothes on. But, I mean, you know you came here with underwear. So when you get out of the hot springs and you're putting your clothes on, you had to have other clothes on over that underwear. Why did you say, oh, I'm just going to leave my underwear here. I don't need those anymore. And then just leave your freaking underwear laying in the middle of nature. Kind of goes with trash. You know, pack it in, pack it out. Pack your underwear in and pack it out. Ridiculous. I mean, one day, because people just can't respect our land and keep it clean, they're going to end up shutting it all down because they've already started it. And this is such a popular place. And people do come here and party sometimes. Keep trashing it, they'll probably end up shutting it down. Come on, underwear, really? Take your underwear home. Pack it in, pack it out. No garbage collection in this area. It should say in underwear. So, no drinking the water out in Tik-Tok. Like, absolutely no drinking. None. Due to the high minerals and the sodium and all that stuff that's in the water out here, it is not good for you to drink the water. Like, you can get really sick if you were to drink the water out here. Like, you don't even boil it. You can't even use it, like, for coffee, cooking. Nothing. So, I know what some of you guys are thinking. You're probably like, oh God, well, what do they do for water? I mean, you can still take showers in it and stuff like that, but they do have a water station out here. So obviously when you come out here, be stocked up on water, but if you run out of water, don't freak out or anything and think you have to drive 30, 40 minutes in town to go get some water, because you don't, because there's a water station. And the water station here is 25 cents a gallon, or $1.25 for 5 gallons. I mean, that's cheaper than than the stores. So it actually works out, and then you're not spending gas driving all the way into town, because the water is right here. So it's good to know. And if you're looking for where the water is, just ask a local. Say, where's the water station at? Or if you turn down the road where China Date Ranch Farm is on, off the main road, and then you see this white building right here, there's going to be signs, little tiny signs, like off in the distance right there. There's a little tiny sign that says water over this way, drinking water. Or if you see this building right here, then turn on the road where the building is. So it's basically, that's the main road right there going into Tik-Tok. So if you turn on off that road onto this road, the very first street that you come to where you see that stop sign, take a right and you'll see the water station right there, right there. So always keep that in mind. No drinking the water out in Tik-Tok.